Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome to No Nonsense Boxing. I'm your host, Tarek Higgins. Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. We're gonna talk some boxing, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna talk some boxing. Now, I know it's a whole new year, but y'all missed the fight. Y'all missed the fight on New Year's Eve. Y'all missed the fight. Y'all missed the fight on New Year's Eve. And the reason why you probably missed the fight is because you don't have NordVPN. NordVPN is what you need to get, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2023. If you are a true boxing fan and you don't want to miss no fights, NordVPN, ladies and gentlemen, NordVPN is where it goes down. NordVPN. Ladies and gentlemen, I watched Shigeoka versus Franco on New Year's Eve. Yes, it was a nice little card, you know what I'm saying, out there in Japan. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into Shigeoka versus Franco. For those that did not watch the fight, because like I said, you need NordVPN in America to watch all the fights all across the world. So let's get into it, shall we? Let's get into it. Yeah. Shigeoka versus Franco results. Kazuto Shigeoka and Joshua Franco fight to draw. Both retain titles. Man, it was a very good fight. Very good fight. So here we go right here. This is Franco right here, and that's Shigeoka right there. And let's get into what happened at the fight. Kazuto Shigeoka and Joshua Franco fought to a majority draw on New Year's Eve in Japan, meaning both fighters have retained their 115-pound world titles, and no unification was achieved. Scores from the judges were 114, 114, and 114, 114 from two of the three judges, with the third scoring it 115, 113 for Franco. Okay, Franco 18-1-3 with 8 KOs, was the busier fighter in the bout, generally the aggressor and arguably outworking his opponent. But Shigeoka 29-2-1, 15 KOs, did land some good shots and kept the fight close and competitive, particularly in the latter half of the fight. All right. The result maintains the status quo basically, and Franco 27 will feel like he got the short end of the stick on the road. But to be clear, for people who sometimes don't like this into account, no, the three judges were not local Japanese judges. They were Stanley Cristiodolo of South Africa, who scored it for Franco, Ferland Marsh of New Zealand, and Jose Roberto Torres of Puerto Rico. And the referee was Melva Santos, also of Puerto Rico. Japan is also notable for having a better reputation than many countries in terms of home fighters not being given the benefit of the doubt or favorable cards. All right, let's get further to the story. As much as Franco will surely feel like he got a bad break, it's also a fight where he really proved his quality against a highly respected, high-level fighter, and I think this can only see his stock rise going to 2023, even with the draw. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to get NordVPN this year to get all the fights. You don't need to miss no more fights. There's fights in, like, you know, the UK and all these other places that the States won't show. But with NordVPN, you don't have to worry about that anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the next story, shall we? Because there's some more news on Kazuto Shigeoka. All right? Kazuto Shigeoka ordered to face Jonto Nakatani once Juan Francisco Estrada. Okay? Now remember, Kazuto Shigeoka was coming off a draw, right? Coming off a draw with Franco, all right? So let's get into the story. The man with 1 million mandatories is back on the clock. The W will have officially ordered super flyweight champion Kazuta Ioka, fresh off a draw with Joshua Franco, and a unification, has 30 days to come to terms with former flyweight champion Junto Nakatani or face a purse bid. All right, Nakatani, 24 wins, 18 KOs, who turned in a strong performance in his 150-pound debut by clearly beating a man in Francisco Rodriguez Jr., who'd given Ioka 29-2-1 and 15 KOs fit in 2021, would make a terrific fight. The odds don't seem to be in favor of that happening. Next, though, Ioka has made clear that he wants a shot at WC champion Juan Francisco Estrada, and per Julius Julianis signaled a willingness to vacate his title to make it happen. All right, let's get further into the story. Honestly, fair play if he does so. Ioka's fought everyone the sanctioning body has sent his way for years. So if he decides that at 33 years old, that he'd rather fight one of the division's biggest names than another monstrous young up-and-comer, more power to him. Plus, he'd make for a great fight with Estrada. This wouldn't be the first time he underperformed and then roared back with the performance of a lifetime. That would leave Nakatani to fight fellow former flyweight titleist Kosei Tanaka, who's 3-0 since Ioka proved too much too soon for him on New Year's Eve of 2020 for the vacant title. That would also be an absolute banger, so this seems like a win-win scenario. All right, so look, they're already finding somebody else for him to fight already. You see what I'm saying? So boxing is going, and it's going, and it's going, and it's going, and it's going. You know what I'm saying? 2023 is going to be a banger. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this weekend's fights, shall we? Let's get to this weekend's fights. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got great fights coming up this weekend, and the one we all looking forward to is Tank Davis, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Hector Luis Garcia. And man, they got a jam-packed card. You got Javon Ennis versus Karen Shakajian. You got Demetrius Andre versus what is his name? Either way, Andre versus Nicholson. And I want to say my boy Rashidi Ellis is also on that card. But there's a fight on the 6th. Let's get into it. But this one, the Tank Davis fight is on a Saturday, but this one is on the Friday. I'm going to tell you on January 6th versus Valladares versus Shigeoka. All right, let's get into it. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Like I said, Valladares is 26 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, and Shigeoka is with 8 wins and no losses, no draws. And I want to see if I can't. Let's get further. Let's get further. All right, let's do that. All right, let's get the tape. Valladares is 27. Shigeoka is 23. Valladares is 5'3". Shigeoka is 5 foot. Let's see, 6'4", 163 centimeters in reach. We don't have a reach on Shigeoka. All right. See, Valladares is orthodox and Shigeoka is southpaw. All right. Let's see. Valladares comes in with 26 wins, 15 by KO. He has a 58% KO percentage, 3 losses, 1 draw. He debuted in 2014, 174 pro rounds. All right. Shigeoka has 8 wins, 6 by KO, 75% KO percentage. He debuted in 2018, 34 pro rounds. Now, you would say, looking at this, you would say, well, Valladares is going to probably outclass Shigeoka. And I'm going to tell you this. Shigeoka is a beast. He's like a Japanese Isaac Cruz. He's like a Japanese Isaac Cruz, all right? He is going to come in there and he's going to try to bully Valladares, all right? Anyway, let's get further into this, all right? Let's see. Valladares is ranked number 6 by the ring, and Shigeoka 8 by the ring, 4 by the WBA, 5 by the WBO, and 5 by the IBF. So listen, I'm going to give a prediction. I'm going to say Ginjiro Shigeoka is going to possibly knock out Valladares, all right? He's going to knock him out. I see him knocking him out, all right? So that's my prediction. When is Valladares versus Shigeoka? Daniel Valladares will fight Ginjiro Shigeoka on Friday, 6th January 2023 at Ideon Arena Osaka, in Osaka, Japan, all right, Japan. The fight will take place over 12 rounds in a minimum weight division, which means the weight limit will be 105 pounds. This contest for the IBF minimum weight championship of the world, all right? This undercard is set to feature the clash of Tanaguchi versus Jerusalem for the WO World Minimum Championship, all right? All right, now let's look at the stats, all right? Valladares steps into the ring with a record of 26 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 15 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Ginjiro Shigeoka will make his way to the ring with the unblemished record of 8 wins, 0 draws, with 6 of those by knockout. The stats suggest Shigeoka has advantage of power over Valladares with a 75% knockout percentage of Valladares, 58%. Valladares is the older man by 4 years at 27 years old. Valladares has a height advantage of 3 inches over Shigeoka. And Daniel Valladares fights out of the orthodox stance, with Ginjiro Shigeoka is a southpaw. Valladares is the more experienced professional fighter, having had 22 more fights and made his debut in 2014, 4 years and 7 months earlier than Shigeoka, whose first professional fight was in 2018. He has fought 140 more professional rounds, 174 to Shigeoka's 34. Valladares goes into the fight ranked number 6 by the ring at minimum weight, and Ginjiro Shigeoka is currently ranked number 4 by the WBA, 5 by the WO, and 5 by the IBF, and 8 by the ring in the 105-pound division, all right? Yes, indeed. Let's go further here, all right? Valladares versus Shigeoka form. Valladares has beaten 4 of his last 5 opponents, stopping 2 of them, going the distance twice. In his last fight, he won against Rene Mark Cuoto in July 1st, 2022 by split decision in the IBF World Minimum Weight Championship fight in Monterrey, Nuevo Leon, Mexico. Previous to that, he had won against Jose Javier Torres in August 24th, 2021 by unanimous decision in the 10th round contest at Parque Luena, Sonora. Okay? Going to that contest, he had beat Julian Yedras on May 14th, 2021 by technical knockout in the 3rd round at Gimnasio Mario J. Montemayor, Nuevo Leon. Woo! You probably was like, how'd you get all that? Anyway, let's finish, all right? Before that, he had defeated Abraham Manriquez Gonzalez on March 5th, 2021 by technical knockout in the 4th round at Salon de Fiestas Figueros Sinaloa. I don't know if I said it right. Sinaloa. All right. Well, either way, let's finish. All right. He had been beaten by Mario Gutierrez Gomez on December 19th, 2020 by the majority decision in the 10th round contest at Cintamex, Nuevo Leon. All right. Let's look at the activity check. All right. Valladares' last 5 fights have come over a period of 2 years and 16 days, meaning he has been fighting for, on average, every 4 months and 29 days in those fights. He fought a total of 39 rounds, meaning that they had lasted 7.8 rounds on average. What time does Valladares versus Shigeoka start? The fight is expected to ring walk around 11 a.m. UTC at Ideon Arena, Osaka, Japan, which is 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the West Coast of America, or 11 a.m. GMT in the UK. Okay, what are the odds on Valladares versus Shigeoka? Ginjiro Shigeoka is currently, yes, see, what I tell you? Odds are up for Ginjiro Shigeoka to win the bout outright, all right? Like I said, he's a Japanese Isaac Cruz, all right? He is going to bully Daniel Valladares. He's going to bully him. He's probably going to knock him out. But it's going to be hell. And once again, you can only watch this fight on NordVPN. Let me get some water in my system, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta get your water. You gotta get your water. Nothing like nice cucumber and lemon water. Cucumber and lemon water. That's what I'm talking about. Now, let's get into some other fights, shall we? Let's get some other fights. What other fights we got? Okay, that's the one we was talking about. That's on the undercard. I think the co-main event, Taniguchi versus Jerusalem. All right, that's the co-main event. Let's see here. Let's go to the main. The one we're working for. The one we're actually looking for is Let's see here. Let's see. Hold on. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. Tank Davis versus Hector Luis Garcia. And like I said, man, my boy Jerron Boots Ennis is on that card. Demetrius Andrade, Rashidi Ellis. Who else on that card? I think Lamar Peterson is coming out of retirement on that card. Lamar Peterson, Anthony Peterson. The Peterson brothers are going to be fighting on the card. On the undercard. The Peterson brothers are fighting on the undercard. Tank, you put together a good goddamn roster for this fight. Woo! Damn, I can't wait. I can't wait for Saturday. I cannot wait. Let's get to the fight. Let's get into the fight. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Tank Davis, 27 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws. Hector Luis Garcia, 16 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws. And let's go further into this fight. All right, Tank Davis is 28 years old, 5'6", 175 centimeters in reach, 68.9. Fights out of Southpaw, okay? Hector Luis Garcia is 31, 5'9", 66.9, 170 centimeters. That's his reach. And he's also Southpaw. It's going to be interesting. All right. Tank Davis, 27 wins, 25 KOs, 93% KO percentage, and he debuted in 2013. He has 114 pro rounds. Hector Luis Garcia, 16 wins, 10 KOs, 63% KO percentage. He debuted in 2017, 91 pro rounds. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Tank Davis, you already know Tank Davis is coming in the ring. You know what I'm saying? He has some issues with his big mama. Hopefully his head is in the game, because I'm telling you right now, Hector Luis Garcia is on a streak. He's on a streak. He has the momentum going. He has a lot of momentum. A lot. And I'm telling you, this fight might go 12 rounds. I know y'all saying, no, he ain't going 12. I'm telling you, it's a good possibility this fight might go 12 rounds. Garcia can box. Garcia can take a punch. Garcia is a very smart, clever boxer. And I want to tell you right now, this fight might shock you. It might shock you. This fight might go 12. And if Tank's head is not in the game, he could lose this fight. Anyway, let's get further on into it, all right? So Tank is ranked number 2 by the ring. Hector Luis Garcia is not ranked yet, because I want to say Hector Luis Garcia moved up in weight for this fight, okay? Moved in weight for this fight. So he's not ranked by none of the ring, WA, none of that yet. And in the lightweight division, all right? Let's go further into this, all right? Win is Tank versus Hector Luis Garcia. Gervonta Tank Davis is set to square off against Hector Luis Garcia on Saturday, January 7th, 2023 at Capital One Arena in Washington. The fight is scheduled for 12 rounds in the lightweight division, which means the weight limit will be at 135, okay? Like I said, Hector Luis Garcia was fighting at 130. He moved up to 135 for this fight. This contest for the WBA lightweight championship of the world. Also, an undercard will be Jerron Boots Ennis and Kareem Shagajian fight, Rashidi Ellis and Roman Vilas contest, and Demetrius Andrade and Damon Nicholson bout. All right, great card, man, great card. Like I said, the Peterson brothers are on the undercard. It's gonna be crazy. Gervonta Davis steps to the ring with an undefeated record of 27 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws. 25 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Hector Luis Garcia will make his way to the ring with the unblemished record of 16 wins and 0 draws, and 10 of those by knockout. The stats suggest Davis has the large advantage in power over Garcia, boosting at 93%, knockout percentage over Garcia's 63%. Gervonta Davis is the younger man by 3 years at 28 years old. Garcia has a height advantage of 3 inches over Davis. Despite this, he has a 2-inch reach advantage. Both Gervonta Davis and Hector Luis Garcia fight out of a southpaw stance. Davis, the more experienced professional fighter, having had 11 more fights, and made his debut in 2013, 4 years earlier than Garcia, whose first professional fight was in 2017. He has fought 23 more professional professional rounds, 114 to Garcia's 91. All right. Gervonta Tank Davis goes into the fight ranked number 2 by the ring at lightweight. All right. Tank Davis versus Hector Luis Garcia. All right. Davis remains undefeated as a professional, stopping 4 of his last 5 opponents. In his last fight, he defeated Rolando Romero on May 28, 2022 by technical knockout in the 6th round of the WBA World Lightweight Championship fight at Barclays Center in New York, United States. Previous to that, he defeated Isaac Cruz on December 5th, 2021 by unanimous decision in the WBA World Lightweight Championship fight at Staples Center, California. Going into that fight contest, he had beat Mario Barrios on June 26, 2021 by technical knockout in the 11th round in the WBA World Super Lightweight Championship fight at State Farm Arena, Atlanta. Before that, he had won against Leo Santa Cruz on October 31st, 2020 by knockout in the 6th round in the WBA Super World Super Featherweight and WBA World Lightweight Championship fight at Alamodome, San Antonio. He beat Yuriokis Gamboa on December 28th, 2019 by technical knockout in the 12th round in their WBA World Lightweight Championship fight at State Farm Arena, Georgia. Talking about Yuriokis Gamboa, if you haven't heard yet, he was in a car accident where I think he had killed somebody, a pedestrian, if I remember correctly. But either way, man, like I said, he had got into an accident. Prayers for him, prayers for the family. Like I said, man, I'm gonna look more into this story. Like I said, you can look into yourself. But like I said, Yuriokis Gamboa got into a car accident, and I want to say he killed a pedestrian. He wasn't drunk. He wasn't on any drugs. It was just, an accident. And like I said, prayers to that family and prayers to Yuriokis Gamboa's family. And we got to keep an eye on that story, all right? Garcia remains undefeated as a professional, stopping 1 of his last 5 opponents. In his last fight, he defeated Roger Gutierrez on August 20th, 2022 by unanimous decision and their WBA World Super Featherweight Championship fight at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Hollywood, United States. Previous to that, he had defeated Chris Colbert on February 26, 2022 by unanimous decision in the 12-round contest at the Cosmopolitan, Las Vegas. All right, let me go further to the story. Going into that contest, he had won against Isaac Avalar on December 18, 2021 by unanimous decision in their 8-round contest at Armory, Minneapolis. Before that, he defeated Miguel Moreno Gonzalez on July 21st, 2021 by technical knockout in the 4th round at Pabellon de Volleyball, Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. He defeated Marco Acevedo on December 16, 2020 by technical knockout in the 3rd round at Hotel Catalania, Malacon Center, Santo Domingo. All right. Let's look at the activity check, all right? Let's see here. Let me see what I got going on here. What do we got? Okay, 10:42. All right. Had to check the clock. Got some things going on. In terms of activity, recent activity, Hector Luis Garcia has been fighting more than Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis last fought 7 months and 7 days ago, while Hector Luis Garcia's last outing was 4 months and 15 days ago, all right? Davis' last 5 fights have come over a period of 3 years and 7 days, meaning he has been fighting on an average of every 7 months and 8 days. In those fights, he fought a total of 47 rounds, meaning that they have lasted 9.4 rounds on average. Garcia's last 5 fights have come over a period of 2 years and 19 days, meaning he's been fighting on an average of every 4 months and 29 days. In those fights, he fought a total of 39 rounds, meaning that they have lasted 7.8 rounds on average. What time does Tank Davis versus Hector Luis Garcia start? The fight is expected to ring walk at around 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at Capital One Arena, Washington, D.C., United States, which is around 4 a.m. GMT in the UK. All right. Who is showing Tank Davis and Hector Luis Garcia? It will be broadcast on the Showtime pay-per-view app in the U.S. And I want to say it's $74.99 for the pay-per-view, okay? $74.99, and I see it right there, all right? How do you stream Tank Davis versus Hector Luis Garcia? It can be streamed online in the Showtime app on supported TV and mobile devices. The Showtime have native apps for Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, Xbox One, blah, 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 blah. You go get your little subscription. Like I said, the event is $74.99. And the odds on the Tank Davis for Hector Luis Garcia fight, they have Tank Davis currently winning the fight outright, okay? They got Tank winning outright, but like I said, man, if Tank Davis' head is not right, Hector Luis Garcia is on a roll. He has the momentum right now. You like, what kind of momentum? Like I said, he has been the underdog and has proved to be not the underdog. He's a very talented, strong boxer. Very talented. And he can take a punch. Some people are like, oh, he can't take a punch. He can take a punch. It's going to be a good fight. The whole card is going to be good. Except for the Boots Ennis versus Karen Shagajian. We don't even know who Karen Shagajian is. But that's gonna be a murder. It ain't gonna be a murder, but it's gonna be a boxing lesson. Jerome Boots Ennis is gonna teach this guy a boxing lesson. And we get to see Demetrius Andrade, Rashidi Ellis, the Petersons, Lamar Peterson, 39 years old and is back. He came out of retirement. He is back. I can't wait. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's do this. Let's look at some news. Let's see what time I got here. 10:45. Let's look at some news. Oh, here we go. Let's go here. This is a good one. This is some good news right here. In Memphis, Stanionis versus Virgil Ortiz, the headline March 18th in Dawson, show in Texas. This is going to be a good one, ladies and gentlemen. This will be a good one, all right? Virgil Ortiz will enjoy hometown advantage and an otherwise perceived 50-50 fight. BoxingScene.com has confirmed that a date and location was finalized for Ortiz's mandatory challenge of WA regular welterweight titleist Memphis Stanionis. The highly anticipated clash will take place March 18th on Dawson from a venue to be determined in the Dallas-Fort Worth metropolitan area, minutes from Ortiz's hometown of Grand Prairie, Texas, okay? ESPN.com Mike Coventry was the first to report the fight date. The order secretary WA title fight was secured by Golden Boy Promotions through a December 12th purse bid hearing held during the WA Centennial Convention in Orlando, Florida. Golden Boy Ortiz's promoter submitted 2,300 million, edged out TGP Promotions of 2,100 million, who has promoted the majority of Stanionis' bouts since he turned pro after representing Lithuania in the 2016 Rio Olympics, all right? Current purse bid terms call for Stanionis to earn 7%, which is 1,725 million of the bid as the defending title holder. The remaining 25% will go to Ortiz, 19 wins, 19 KOs, though the unbeaten Texan is believed to receive compensation beyond the $575,000 balance from the purse bid, all right? All right. The bout will mark his first defense of the secondary WA belt for Stanionis, who is thrown unbeaten Razab Butiev via 12th round decision last April 16th in Austin, Texas. The fight came on the Aerospace Yordenis Ugas undercard, a main event made possible after Stanionis agreed to stand down from a dual shot at Ugas, who held the WA Super Welterweight title. All right. The winning game continued for Stanionis, 14 wins, 9 KOs, whose career was placed on hold while Spence, the reigning WCWA Super IBF champ, sought an undisputed welterweight championship clash versus WO titleist Terrence Crawford, 39 wins, 30 KOs. He sought to have the WM force his overdue shot at the main crown once Spence Crawford talks collapsed. Instead, a joint ruling called for the WC mandatory challenger to go first in the rotation, which paved the way for Spence to next face former unified titleist Keith Thurman. A date is not yet revealed for the fight, as Spence, 28 wins, 22 KOs, continues to recover from a minor injury sustained as the victim of a December 10th car accident in his DeSoto, Texas hometown. What I heard is Spence is talking about coming back in April. All right, April. He put in his Twitter, April. I don't know what that means. That means he come back in April or what? So special happened. We didn't say. Spence just put April. So we're going to say he's coming back in April, all right? Meanwhile, Stanios heads to the greater Dallas area for his second straight fight versus an area favorite. Let me look at the clock here, 10:49. All right, let's get further to the story. Ortiz fights in his home region for the 4th straight time and 5th overall as a headlining act. The 24-year-old contender claimed his mandatory challenger position following a 9th-round knockout of England's Michael McKinson. The August 13 clash of unbeaten welterweights took place at Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, all right? Golden Boy and Meridian successfully lobbied for the fight to be sanctioned as a WA title eliminator. The request was approved. At the time of the belief that Spence Crawford would happen, and which would leave the Stanios Ortiz winner to challenge for the undisputed crown. There is now a greater chance of the March 18 winner retroactively receiving an upgrade to full title status. It remains unclear if Spence will finish out the year at welterweight and whether he visits plans to face Crawford. Either way, the unbeaten southpaw is pressed with 3 mandatory title defenses and all officially on the clock. That is going to be a very interesting fight. And here's my prediction for this fight. I see Amantis Stanios winning this fight. His last fight showed me that he can take a beating. He has a chin. We've seen Virgil Ortiz on the canvas. His chin might got a good chin, but it has been tested. And Virgil Ortiz has been decked. I think Amantis Stanios, if he pulls off that same fight he did against Butiev, Virgil Ortiz is going to have he's probably going to go night-night. He's probably going to go night-night, or he's going to get beat real bad. Two-poke. That's my prediction. I'm sorry. You might not like it. And Amantis Stanios is going to put some work on Virgil Ortiz. That's my prediction. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, like I told you, this is No Nonsense Boxing. I'm your host, Terry Higgins. Y'all are going to have to go get NordVPN. You're going to have to go get NordVPN, okay? If you're going to want to watch the fights that the states don't want to show you. That way it don't stop you. You can still enjoy boxing in other countries. You're going to have to do it. NordVPN is the way to go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is No Nonsense Boxing. I can't wait. Like I said, don't miss the fight. Don't miss these fights. We got a fight on Friday, and we got a fight on Saturday. Like I said, if you want to see the fight on Friday, like I said, you're going to have to get NordVPN if you want to watch the fight. All right? Valladares versus Ginjiro. I want to say that's his name. Ginjiro. Either way, Valladares versus Ginjiro. All right? That's on Friday. It's in Japan, and you're going to have to get NordVPN if you want to watch it. All right? And when we got the main event, which everybody knows about, wants to talk about, let's go talk about it. Tank Davis versus Hector Garcia. Showtime pay-per-view, $74.99. $74.99. You got my boy Tank. You got Hector Garcia. You got Jerron Boots Ennis. You got Demetrius Andrade. You got Rashidi Ellis. And you got the Peterson brothers. Anthony Peterson and Lamont Peterson. Stacked card. Stacked. I see boxing doing some big things this year. Some big things. There'll be a lot of questions answered for a lot of boxers this year. A lot. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, this is Nonsense Boxing. I'm your host, Terry Higgins. Don't miss the fights. Don't miss no fights. Go get NordVPN. Make sure you check out Tank Davis versus Hector Garcia. Showtime pay-per-view, $74.99. It's going down. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, let's get it knocked in. Let's get it clocked in. No Nonsense Boxing. Ah!